Coming to you from the beautiful metaverse, and more particularly from beautiful Danville, Illinois. And yes, I have returned to the land of my ancestors. I'm sitting here in my new house in Danville. I made the move this weekend with tremendous help from many people. And today's show is largely a show of thanksgiving to all those who have helped um, today and always. And, I've talked in the past about the importance of the idea of gratitude. And today I want to express my gratitude to everyone who has helped with this um, rather monumental move. The date moved up considerably earlier than originally expected. And I want to welcome everyone to the program. This is Midday with Reverend Don. If you would like to make any comments or have any questions, you can do so on whatever platform that you are watching on. It will show up in my chat room. Good morning to Arlene in the chat room. Welcome. Um, and as I say, I have returned to the land of my ancestors, and I'm settling into the new home with Sir Edward. And I want to thank again everyone who helped with this monumental move. And the first person I want to thank, of course, is Sir Edward, who, without whose help, none of this could have taken place. In fact, without whose help, very little in my life in the last 30 years could have taken place. Um, so thank you, Edward. And it's certainly been in its way a very difficult position um, to be in helping me all these years. And I certainly have appreciation for that. Um, Thank you for all of your help in life. Thank you to Sir Laurie Blackman and Sir Chad Blackman for all of their help in arranging and making the move. Hello to Michael in the chat room. Thank you to Sir Jason Highcorrell for all of his help with this move. Um, it was quite the undertaking. We drove through the night to get here. We spent a month preparing. It, um, it was quite the thing. We took 52 boxes of books to Goodwill. Um, Not all in one carload, of course. We took 22 bags of clothing to Goodwill. We sold a huge amount of books and jewelry online. Hello to Bradley in the chat room. Thank you for being here. And I want to thank everyone who supported us by buying books and jewelry during the sale. I do have people asking me if some is still available. Yes, it is. Hello to Celtic Fire in the chat room. But it will probably be a day or so before things can be set up for people who might still like to buy something. I am planning to continue offering artwork and other things for sale. I want to thank all those people who physically helped with this move. In addition to those I've already mentioned, Mary Cavalcante, thank you so much, Mary, for all your help. Jeffrey and Deja Carlier, thank you so much. John Anastasio, thank you. Dee, thank you so much, Dee. Um, Thank you, Brenda and Brenda's family, for helping on this end. I want to thank my niece Sherry and her husband Chris for all of their help on this end, which has been tremendous and wonderful to see you. My son John and granddaughter Raven, thank you so much for coming out to help. Susan Dancing Star, thank you. Um, Everyone who has been involved um, has made this so much easier than it would otherwise have been. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am here now in Danville and will be getting back into, um, well, everything that I do. Um, it will be a different life. Among other things, I am returning to psychic readings. There will be more artwork. There will be more books. There will be teaching. Um, there will be a lot of things coming in the future. So stay tuned and watch. And I want to thank all of my friends in Jacksonville for making me so welcome for so long. For those I didn't get a chance to personally say goodbye to, I apologize and I say goodbye now, but I'm sure I'll see most of you again, so it's not goodbye forever. Um, for those who I did get to say goodbye to, thank you so much for coming out. As I say, the date did get moved up um, from what had been previously expected. And It was quite the adventure. The entire this entire period has been quite the adventure. So again, I want to take a moment to give thanks and perhaps a little prayer of blessing for all those people who have helped. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, I ask you to bless all these people who have been of help in this move and in my life. I pray that you will bring them good things and blessings in all they do. So mote it be. And it's very interesting to be back in Danville. So much has changed and so much has not. I've gotten to see a number of old friends already. I know there'll be more in the very near future. Um, I've gotten to see parts of town that have barely changed at all and others that are unrecognizable, although that's to be expected, I'm sure. And interestingly enough, I'm living about equidistance between what was once the house of Lady Crystal and what was once the house of Lady Bitterwind. And that is a very interesting place for me to have landed. Um, I can see Lady Crystal's former home from my front door. Lady Bitterwind is slightly farther in the opposite direction, but both quite nearby. And that brings many interesting memories. Last night we went to the graves of the ancestors, and I want to wish a happy Memorial Day to all those who are observing it in the U.S. And blessings upon the beloved spirits. I feel like I have so many things I want to say, and my heart is full of gratitude to all those who have been helpful. And I have truly seen that my work has made a difference for many people. And I am very appreciative um, of seeing that my life has made a difference for many people. Um, and we don't always get to see that in life. And so I'm very glad to have that opportunity. Um, I'm very glad to know all of you. I'm very glad for everyone who is watching now, everyone who is in the chat room. But again, I want to particularly use this program to express my thanks to those who helped with the move. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of effort. Um, and everyone I've named went above and beyond what I might reasonably have expected from them, especially Sir Edward, Sir Laurie, Sir Chad, and Sir Jason. Um, thank you all so very much. I want to thank all of those who contributed, either by buying books, buying statuary, or just by making contributions, and I greatly appreciate it. And as I start my life over in my next phase of my life, I really owe the ability to do that to you. And I am grateful for that. I am grateful for you. And I hope that you will continue to come with me on this journey. We've talked in the past about how my life is going to become a bit more of a reality show. I am hoping to share a lot more of my life with people, more of my time with people now that the way that I use that time will be somewhat different. I don't expect to be any less busy, but I'll be busy in different ways. And I'm hoping that in many cases you can be busy with me. And it is a great privilege to have you with me on this journey. I am not completely set up for broadcasting yet today, as you can see. Um, I don't have my filming space set yet, but it will come. Um, but I am in the new house. It's a lovely house. Um, I want to thank Marianne for all she has done over the years and for coming out yesterday and helping us. It was so wonderful to see Marianne. So wonderful to see Sherry and Chris. So wonderful to see John and Raven. Um, so wonderful to see Jason. So wonderful to see Susan Dancing Star this morning. And All of these people have been very important in my life, and I'm sure will continue to be. And all of you are very important in my life. Marianne has done so many things over the years that I could not begin to list them all. But one of the most obvious is putting together Reverend Don's super omnibus of magical incantations and invocations. We talked a little bit about that the other day. And so many other things that she has done. And so nice to be close to her again after so many years being so physically distant. And I'm hoping to see Lady Crystal soon. Um, so many of the people I once knew here have passed into spirit, but there are many also who are still here. Hoping to see my old friend George soon. It's very interesting. George and I recently reconnected. I knew George in grade school, and hoping to see him soon. And we recently reconnected just before this all came to pass. And I'm sure that there are people I'm forgetting to name because there are so many who have been a help. I'm not going to try to go through and name everyone who supported the sale of books and jewelry in this broadcast. I am, however, going to be doing a birthday broadcast for my birthday, June 11th, and I hope to make a more complete thank you to everyone who has helped with this, because it's very, very important to be grateful for the good things in life and the good people in life. And again, I want to thank my good friends in Jacksonville for the many things that they did during my years there, and the friendships that will go into the future. Um, I want to thank, um, there's so many people, all the people who are watching. Thank you for continuing to support my efforts. And but again, on this program, I particularly wanted to thank those who helped with this move. And I think I mentioned we drove through the night to get here. That was quite an experience. We have been in the process of moving in. And in future, I am hoping to do classes and events in the area. I am planning to return to reading. And it's going to be certainly not a cessation of activities. If anything, I think I'll be more active, but in different ways. I'm also going to beef up my Patreon considerably now that I am actually here. And I want to thank all of my Patreons for their support. Um, I think the proper way to say that is my patrons, and Patreon is the organization. But thank you all for your help. And hello to Lilith in the chat room. Happy birthday, Lilith. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. And I'm very grateful for the support of the patrons, and I'm planning to bring many more features to that offering in the near future now that I am resettled. You know, I did not at the start of this year expect any of this to happen, at least not as it has happened. And certainly not on this timetable. But I do believe that it's going to bring us all closer together. I feel like this broadcast brings us closer together every day. And hello to Mary in the chat room. And it's so good to see so many of you here. We drove by Mary last night, or the night before, but it was so late at that point that it was not appropriate to say hello. But we drove through Nashville. It was very interesting to drive through so many places, and it was certainly a long drive from Jacksonville to Danville, but a beautiful drive and good company. And it's been an exhausting period. I'm sure it's going to be for a while, but you know, sometimes life can be exhausting, and we have to, as we go through life, um, realize that even when things are difficult, that it's good to be alive. It's good to have these moments. It's good to have friends and supporters who help when help is needed. Um, and it means the world to me that you have all helped me. And as we go forward, and hello to Amanda in the chat room, we will probably talk a lot more about this area and its significance, about the physical artifacts of the area, the physical aspects of this area that have importance to the spiritual work that I have been engaged in for so long. And as I was saying, there will be, I'm sure, events, classes, both online and in person, readings. It's going to be a busy time. And I'm happy to have you with me on this journey. And it's been very interesting. I spoke the other day about taking the 18 boxes to Goodwill and how what an interesting experience that was. But it was a total of 52 boxes all told. Um, and these things have been released to the universe. So at Goodwill on Blanding, a lot of readers are having a wonderful time this week because there's been such an influx of books and other items. And I hope that the people who are getting them will enjoy them. They'll never know where they came from in all likelihood, um, but I hope that they enjoy them. Hello to Brian in the chat room. And it's good to see you. It's good to see everyone. And we're busy setting up the new house. And I can't begin to express what a help Sir Laurie and Sir Chad have been, Sir Jason, and of course, without Sir Edward, as I say, so many things in my life, not just this, but without Sir Edward, so many things would never have happened. He has been, for better or worse, the rock of my life. Um, and all of you are rocks in my life, and I am very grateful for you. Um, I realize to a certain extent I'm just kind of sitting here repeating how grateful I am, but I think that's appropriate. And as I sit here in the kitchen, you can't see it because I'm not facing in that direction. But it's a lovely little sunny kitchen. I can see the neighbors' houses, and it's going to be a very different life. It's going to be a life that I will share with you. And we will be doing lots of broadcasting from here. We'll be doing lots of activities from here. And again, I don't anticipate slowing down, only moving in different directions. A lot more artwork. I am expecting to have a new book for you in physical form very soon. It's been a little bit delayed because it is the Five Mystic Secrets in 8 languages, and our publishers had a little difficulty handling all the languages, but I believe we have this worked out now, so it's coming soon. And then there are books right behind it that we'll be announcing very soon. There are broadcasts to be announced soon. I believe I mentioned my birthday broadcast, which will be coming on the 11th, will be my 60th birthday, and 60 is a big year. And for my 60th year, everything has rearranged itself. And and of course, I'm sitting here reading the chat room. So pardon me if I fall into a moment, but thank you, Bradley, for your kind words. And it's so good to see all of you here and to have this going forward stable in my life. So good to see all of the people that have come by already since we've been here. And of course, again, all those who have helped. It really has been wonderful. And as we go forward, I suspect that we'll be bringing you interviews and talk with many of these people. If you don't already know them, some of them, of course, you do. If you follow our work, Danville actually, well, I mean, it should be kind of obvious. Um, Danville has quite a metaphysical community, and three metaphysical stores here in the area. And for a small town, it's quite a metaphysical area, and it has been always. I've talked in the past about how when I was a much younger person and still in my learning stage, which is to say, in my teens, I could go down to downtown Danville and find books on metaphysics and even books specifically on Wicca. And you might not expect that from a town in central Illinois, but it was definitely here. And there were, just as when we went to Hoopeston 20 years ago, and we'll be talking a lot more about that, but we found there were other Wiccan and pagan groups already in the area, that we were not at all what many of the people thought, which was the idea that we were the first. No, we were coming to a community already there, and that's the case in Danville. We were not the only people here. We were one specific and relatively unusual tradition in that we were um, of earlier origin than most, but we certainly were not alone here, and we are not now. And so there is a rich community that I hope to share with you. And of course, we'll be sharing our communities across the country. And the thing that makes all of this work worthwhile, the thing that brings us all together, are those people all around the United States, all around the world, who come together in love and as family and join hands together through all of these different formats and forums. And this is only going to increase. And just as the crystal web has expanded around the world with its crystals and energy, our love will expand around the world. Our hearts will touch from continent to continent, already do, but will more as more and more people join the circle. And as we join hands around the world will become smaller and more loving. And we will go forward. Now, I do believe that we are going forward in what in many cases may be difficult times, but it's always difficult times. But by standing together, we make everything easier. And I want to again thank everyone who helped with this move. And in helping, we have stood together, hand in hand, and made a difficult situation easier. And this is what we try to do every day. Um, and so not only in this situation, but in our lives. I hope that we can continue to join hands this way, continue to help each other, continue to move all of us forward um, in joy and strength. And again, I want to thank everyone who helped with the move. I want to thank Sir Ed particularly. I want to thank Sir Laurie and Sir Chad particularly, and Sir Jason. But I also want to thank Mary Cavalcante, Jeffrey and Deja Carlier, John Anastasio, Diallo Mudd, Brenda, Sherry and Chris, Edward's daughter and son-in-law, my dear niece and nephew, my son John and granddaughter Raven, the wonderful Marianne. And it was so good to see Marianne after so many years. So good to see everyone after so many years. And I want to thank everyone who has supported this effort. And again, for my friends in Jacksonville, for those I had a chance to say goodbye to, you are always in my heart. For those I did not have a chance to say goodbye to, thank you for many years of friendship, and you are always in my heart as well. And in the world of the internet, we're not really far away at all. And some of you I know I will see in Chicago for the Parliament. A lot of things coming in the next few months will probably have a lot to do with the Parliament. A lot of things coming in the next few months, for me, will have to do with my new life here, and you will have a front row seat for that. And I am hoping that some of the wonderful people here locally, such as Marianne, such as Jason, such as Susan Dancing Star, And of course, Lady Crystal will appear perhaps for interviews or activities in our broadcasting. I know they'll be involved in my life as it goes forward, in our lives as they go forward. And Sir Edward and I will be here. But of course, we also will be everywhere because that is the magic of the internet. And so, although we may be physically far away from some, we're always close as long as we have our communication. And even if we were to lose the communication spiritually, we are always close to one another. And so I want to say thank you. I love you all. I'm very grateful, particularly to all of those who helped, to all who bought jewelry, to all who bought statuary. Um, I'm grateful for those who have helped with my life for so many years. And again, I want to particularly acknowledge Sir Edward. I want to acknowledge Marianne for all of her help over the years. Um, I'm grateful for the younger generation, which, it's a terrible cliche. Well, actually, it's a lovely cliche, but it's terribly cliched to say that looking at the younger generation makes me feel very proud of who they are. But I really do feel that way. Seeing Sherry and Chris yesterday, their lovely children, seeing John and Raven yesterday, really reminded me that the next generation um, is wonderful, and that the world, at least for our generation, our next generation, is in good hands. And I want to thank I want to thank that younger generation for being there and for being who they are. And so, with that, we have come nearly to the end of our half hour. I want to close with a prayer, as we always do. And so, if you will join me. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love and great respect for all that you do in our lives. And on this Memorial Day, we want to particularly acknowledge all of you as ancestors, and particularly those who died in service, and to remember our connection to you in past generations and to future generations. And we ask you, beloved ancestors, to help us to be grateful to all those who make our lives sweet, who help to carry us forward, and to help us also to return this, to help others have better lives and carry them forward too. Beloved ancestors, beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, we thank you with great love and with respect. And may you blessed be now and always. And I thank you with much love and much respect. And until next time, may you too be blessed be.